Don't look now, but the UTSA Roadrunners are 4-1 in basketball. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Slasher U. I'm your host, Christian Rao, here with my co-host, Steve Feck. And Steve, we were talking initially at the beginning of the season. We've followed UTSA for football, and we've said, all right, are we going to follow for basketball? And we were a little skeptical because that team was not supposed to be that good. And it would have been a tough time covering the team, let's be honest. But it seems like that is no longer going to be the case. They are 4-1. They had 28 points from Midor in this one against Prairie View, 82-75 final. This Roadrunner team looks pretty good, Steve.
Well, I think the big difference is that they're shooting the ball much better, not just from 3-point land, but just field goal. I mean, field goal percentage, they were like 330 something in the country last year. I mean, they just didn't, it was a tough year. It was a 22 loss year, but there was just no consistent scoring whatsoever. And when you're shooting that poorly, you can't get back into games. So in Conference USA is a sneaky good basketball conference. So, so you gotta, you gotta be able to shoot the ball. And if you can't shoot the ball, you better have completely shut down defense. And it was just one of those years. There's been a lot of skepticism on the UTSA social media boards about this and whether Henson can get this team to the promised land. Well, they're they're spinning their wheels. They're not really advancing, but he was like the right-hand man to Lon Kruger for a long time. So he knows about establishing a recruiting strategy and developing a culture in a program. And I think it's paying off. They've had 2 tough years. I mean, the COVID year hit them as hard as any basketball team in Division I.
Mm-hmm.
And then even last year, there was some lingering effects to some of that, and then all the shooting woes. But when you've got Midor creating havoc the way he does, I mean, he can distribute the ball, he can drive the lane, he can shoot. I mean, I think he was 16 for 20 from the free throw line. So he had 28 points, but he had 16 points from the line because he just kept driving and driving. And even when he was dishing the ball off, people were still fouling him because they thought he still had the ball. I mean, he really is fun to watch as far as distributing the ball and kind of running the court there. Jacob Germany, he didn't do much offensively, in this game, but he's a technically sound rebounder. Now, he only had 9 in this game, but I can see him as the season goes on and he gets a lot more confidence. I can see him possibly being a double-double kind of guy, but mainly with the rebounds. I mean, I really think they have what's there. They've got a lot of young talent that's been recruited in over the last 2 years. They had a couple of guys that were out hurt. There was a transfer from Georgia Tech that redshirted last year because of injury. Now he's going to eventually get time. The more the younger guys get time to play, and Medor and the more veteran talent kind of holds them together in the meantime. Right. I think UTSA, they're not going to win the Conference USA. I don't want to get too homerish. I don't want to get too overboard here, but I really, really do think that they could finish middle of the pack if they can keep shooting this way. And again, maybe it could fall off once you get into conference play, but it's confidence. The key thing, if a team is struggling and they want to establish their stroke early in the year, if they're having success, that carries over later on in the year in conference play. So UTSA, I mean, it was a nice win. I mean, the SWAC is going to be a tough basketball conference against sneaky good. Yeah. Prairie View A&M, probably a middle of the pack team there, but I mean, they've certainly had some nice games. So Roadrunner fans, birds up basketball too. I mean, I really think, are you going to the tournament? No, but I bet you can go to the NIT.
That's a fair look at it. And I feel like that's a realistic goal for this team, as a team that can do some good in this Conference USA. Just like you said, it's a sneaky good conference. And we've already seen that a few times. There's already been some near upsets with some of the top 25 teams. For Midor, I mean, he's already averaging almost 13 points a game. I think the wild stat is, just like you said, he's already attempted 42 free throws in this short season of only 5 games. The senior out of Wellington, Florida. I mean, He is very fun to watch. As for UTSA, for the rest of the month of November, they're going to be in the San Antonio shootout. And I know if you're a UTSA fan, you got a fun weekend up ahead. You got Thursday, or I'm sorry, you got Friday basketball, you got Saturday football, you got Sunday, Monday basketball. So I know you're paying attention to that one. But they're going to take on Grambling in the first round of the San Diego shootout on Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're listening in here, give us a comment. Let us know. Are you paying attention to UTSA basketball this year? I know we have a lot of UTSA football fans that watch this page. So you also into the men's basketball as well. Let us know in the comments below. Let us know if you're looking forward to more of this content. We'll be sure to give it to you here on Slasher U.